The EU and India are strategic partners who share common values and interests. They have a strong potential to enhance their trade and investment relations, which would benefit both sides economically and strategically. However, there are also some challenges and obstacles that need to be overcome to achieve this goal. One of the benefits of enhancing EU-India trade and investment relations is to unlock the untapped potential of two-way trade. The EU is India's third largest trading partner, accounting for €88 billion worth of trade in goods in 2021 or 10.8% of total Indian trade. India is the EU's 10th largest trading partner, accounting for 2.1% of EU total trade in goods. Trade in services between the EU and India reached €30.4 billion, and these figures show that there is room for further growth and diversification of trade flows between the two partners, especially in sectors such as digital, green and health technologies, where both sides have comparative advantages and complementarities. Another benefit of enhancing EU-India trade and investment relations is to ensure fair market access and predictable investment conditions for both sides. The EU's share in foreign investment stock in India reached €87.3 billion in 2020, up from €63.7 billion in 2017, making the EU a leading foreign investor in India. Some 6,000 European companies are present in India, providing directly 1.7 million jobs and indirectly 5 million jobs in a broad range of sectors. However, there are still many barriers and restrictions that hamper EU businesses from entering or expanding their presence in the Indian market, such as high tariffs, technical barriers, sanitary and phytosanitary measures, deviation from internationally agreed standards, discrimination based on legislative or administrative measures, lack of transparency and regulatory certainty. Similarly, Indian businesses face challenges in accessing the EU market, such as complex rules of origin, stringent standards and certification requirements, and limited public procurement opportunities. Therefore, both sides need to work towards a sound, transparent, open, non-discriminatory and predictable regulatory and business environment for their traders and investors. A third benefit of enhancing EU-India trade and investment relations is to protect investments and intellectual property rights of both sides. Investments are crucial for economic growth, innovation and job creation. Intellectual property rights are essential for fostering creativity, competitiveness and consumer welfare. Both sides have a common interest in ensuring that their investments and intellectual property rights are adequately protected and enforced in each other's markets. This would require commitments on non-discrimination, protection against expropriation without compensation and unfair treatment of investors and their investments, while preserving the right to regulate. It would also require effective mechanisms for resolving disputes between investors and states, as well as between intellectual property right holders and infringers. A fourth benefit of enhancing EU-India trade and investment relations is to resolve trade disputes at the WTO. The WTO is the multilateral forum for setting and enforcing global trade rules. Both the EU and India are active members of the WTO and have a shared interest in upholding its functioning and credibility. However, they also have some disagreements on various trade issues, such as agricultural subsidies, industrial tariffs, services liberalization, e-commerce regulation, fisheries subsidies, etc. These disputes can affect their bilateral trade relations as well as the overall multilateral trading system. Therefore, both sides need to engage constructively at the WTO to find mutually acceptable solutions to their differences and to reform the WTO to make it more responsive to the current challenges and opportunities of global trade. These are some of the benefits and challenges of enhancing EU-India trade and investment relations. To achieve these benefits and overcome these challenges, both sides have relaunched negotiations for a Free Trade Agreement, FTA, an Investment Protection Agreement, IPA, and an Agreement on Geographical Indications, GIs, on June 17. These agreements aim to remove barriers, open up markets, ensure protection of rights and pursue ambitious commitments on trade and sustainable development. They also aim to strengthen the strategic partnership between the EU and India on various issues of common interest such as climate change, digital transformation, human rights, security, and regional cooperation. By concluding these agreements successfully, the EU and India can boost their economic ties and enhance their global influence.